Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we'll be exploring a fascinating piece of American coinage history, the 1971 half-dollar coin, the first of its kind struck without any silver content. This coin marks the beginning of a new era for U.S. coinage, the copper-nickel-clad era, and it carries the proud image of one of America's most beloved presidents, John F. Kennedy. Even though it might look like an ordinary coin at first glance, the 1971 half-dollar tells an incredible story of change, technology, and memory. So sit back, relax, and let's dive deep into the details of this historic coin, its design, composition, mintage, and why collectors still find it interesting today. Historical background: the end of silver coinage. To understand the 1971 half-dollar, we need to step back a few years. In 1964, following the tragic assassination of President John F. Kennedy, the United States Mint introduced the Kennedy half-dollar as a tribute to his legacy. The 1964 version was struck in 90% silver, but due to rising silver prices, the Mint reduced the silver content in later years. From 1965 to 1970, the half-dollar was made of 40% silver. However, by 1971, even that had become too costly. So, for the first time, the Mint decided to completely remove silver from the half-dollar. That year marked the beginning of a new composition, a copper core sandwiched between two layers of nickel, the same material still used today for dimes and quarters. This made the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar the first fully copper-nickel version of its series, a turning point in U.S. numismatic history. Obverse design: President John F. Kennedy. On the front, or obverse, of the coin, we see a bold and dignified portrait of John F. Kennedy, facing left. This design was created by Gilroy Roberts, the chief engraver of the U.S. Mint at the time. It was adapted from the official portrait used for Kennedy's presidential medal, and it beautifully captures his youth, confidence, and charisma. Around the portrait, you'll see the word "Liberty" arching across the top. Just below Kennedy's chin are the words, "In God We Trust." At the bottom, you'll find the date, 1971, and since this version is without a mint mark, it means the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Coins from Philadelphia in that era often lacked mint marks, making this one identifiable by its absence. Even today, the Kennedy half-dollar remains one of the most admired designs in modern American coinage, timeless, powerful, and filled with emotion. Reverse design: the presidential seal. Turning the coin over, the reverse features a detailed version of the presidential seal, designed by Frank Gasparo. At the center is a bold heraldic eagle, wings spread wide, clutching an olive branch in one talon and a bundle of arrows in the other, symbols of peace and defense. Above the eagle's head is a ring of 13 stars, representing the original 13 colonies, surrounded by rays of light. Encircling the entire design are the words, "United States of America," and the denomination, half-dollar. This reverse design is both patriotic and elegant, capturing the spirit of American strength and unity. Gasparo's intricate detailing gives the coin a sense of prestige, fitting for a denomination traditionally associated with larger, more symbolic coins. Composition and specifications: the 1971 half-dollar is made of copper-nickel-clad composition, with outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel, bonded to a pure copper core. It weighs 11.34 grams and has a diameter of 30.6 millimeters, making it larger and heavier than a quarter, though noticeably lighter than the earlier silver versions. The edge of the coin is reeded, just like other U.S. coins, and when viewed from the side, you can see the distinct copper stripe, a telltale sign of its clad composition. Mintage and circulation: the Philadelphia Mint, which struck the 1971 half-dollar without a mint mark, produced over 155 million coins that year. Additionally, the Denver Mint and San Francisco Mint also produced their own versions, with D and S mint marks respectively, bringing the total mintage to well over 300 million. Despite such large production numbers, half-dollars saw declining circulation by the 1970s. Most Americans simply didn't use them in daily transactions anymore, preferring quarters and dollar bills. As a result, many of these coins went straight into storage or collector hands, rather than everyday use. Collector value and interest: because of its high mintage, the 1971 half-dollar is considered a common coin, especially in circulated condition. Most examples found in pocket change or old coin rolls are worth face value, 50 cents. However, uncirculated coins in mint state condition can fetch between $2 and $5, depending on their luster and preservation. There's also one major point of interest: error coins. A small number of 1971 half-dollars were mistakenly struck on leftover 40% silver planchets intended for 1970 coins. These rare transitional errors have a lighter silver color and weigh slightly less than the standard copper-nickel version. If authenticated, they can sell for hundreds or even thousands of dollars, depending on condition. So if you have a 1971 half-dollar that looks a bit different, brighter or heavier, it's definitely worth testing for silver content. Symbolism and legacy. Beyond its monetary value, the 1971 Kennedy half-dollar holds deep symbolic meaning. It represents the continuation of the Kennedy legacy, a national tribute that endured long after his presidency. It also symbolizes change, the shift from precious metal to modern-clad coinage, reflecting economic realities of the 1970s. For collectors, this coin serves as a bridge between two eras: the classic silver age of U.S. coinage and the durable modern era that continues today. Even though it may not contain silver, it still carries a wealth of history, emotion, and American pride. Closing thoughts. So, the next time you come across a 1971 half-dollar, take a moment to appreciate what it represents. It's more than just 50 cents. It's a coin born at the crossroads of memory and change. It honors a beloved president, reflects a turning point in U.S. minting, and continues to shine as a lasting tribute to both history and innovation.